In a Carnot cycle, after the adiabatic reversible compression, there's an isothermal reversible heat exchange. So what kind of technical elements can be used in order to do heat exchange? Usually we use a heat exchanger, and the first particularity of heat exchangers are that if the pressure drops are negligible, then the pressure stays constant inside the heat exchanger. Here we want to have a heat exchanger with the hot source, so it can be schematized this way, and in this heat exchanger we want the working fluid to give heat to the hot source. So the way the heat transfer is done here with the hot source is from the fluid, working fluid, to the hot source. So what does it change in terms of thermodynamics transformation? So first thing we can say is that the heat exchanger is isobaric, and second thing is that if we don't want to have an infinite size heat exchanger, we need to have a finite temperature difference between both fluids, and if we want the heat transfer to go this way, then it means that we want the working fluid to be at a higher temperature than the hot source. So we need to define a new temperature at which the heat exchange will take place. So this temperature will be a bit higher than the hot source temperature, and so second point is there needs to be a temperature difference with the hot source. So in that case, the inlet of the heat exchanger is somewhere there at higher pressure, and so it means that if the heat exchange is taking place at this higher temperature, the pressure inside the heat exchanger needs to be this higher pressure there, so an even higher level than the one that was proposed before. So the inlet point B needs to be somewhere there, so it means that we have to change this line to go a bit higher, and usually it's not easy to set point C, and it's a bit useless in this kind of machine to set it somewhere in the middle of the two-phase zone. So we can consider at first approximation that point C will be there in the saturated liquid. So what is happening for the thermodynamic fluids inside the heat exchanger? So first, at constant pressure, this fluid is cooled down to saturation, and then in a second step, from the saturated vapor to the saturated liquid in point C, the fluid is condensed. So as one of the big steps inside this heat exchanger is condensation of the working fluid, the little name of this heat exchanger is called a condenser. And so the outlet of the condenser is 0.5 buoyancy. So that's what we do for the second step of vapor compression refrigeration machine.